What's this about? Developer wins Game Award and foolishly attacks supporters in unhinged anti-woke meltdown. We'll see about that. Is it actually anti-woke or is it just them having a melty? I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So today we're going to be talking about the
Hello.
Real Game Awards, which has caused some controversy in the gaming industry. Now, what is the Real Game Awards? Well, it's a reaction to the standard game awards that you see that are primarily run by journalists, including some journalists that have nothing to do with gaming, who have the majority say as to what games win what awards. And this is supposed to counteract that by allowing gamers to vote on these categories. Now, it just concluded the other day, the round for the last year of the Real Game Awards. You can see it's posted by Craig, who is the founder of the Real Game Awards and the Side Scroller podcast as well. But we see a lot of people very angry about this, including some developers who were positively featured in this award show. They are now very angry about the hateful and controversial people that apparently they're now tied to as a result.
Or you could just ignore them. I know, here's a thought. Just ignore them?
Of these free promotions in the Real Game Awards. Now,
you know, I've been meaning to say this for a while. God, I really hope that Aswin does the Bad Gamer Awards. Imagine the content he'd be able to farm out of people throwing a fit that he gives them awards based on, like, shitting on them for, like, having a bad game.
this is the first one that caused controversy. This is the Racing Game of the Year. This apparently was a very hateful and anti-woke message that you're about to see right here. Let's see if you can find the controversy in what's about to be said.
I would say something about stunning graphics, but none of your nominees are really known for graphic powerhouses. They were really just built around fun. And your nominees for Best Racing Game are Park Garage Rally Circuit, Nightmare Kart, Victory Heat Rally.
Okay.
And the Real Game Award for Best Racing Game goes to, with 54% of your vote, Nightmare Kart.
That's it. That's what apparently was so anti-woke and hateful. Well,
did I miss something? He said words that anyone says, and it didn't have any. Oh, am I deaf, chat? Am I going deaf? Does somebody have to change out my ears? Maybe change out the little fires so I can hear better. So much hate.
well, they're talking about this Nightmare Kart game that was developed by this individual, Bunlith. You can see on Twitter here. You can look at their bio. They're trans.
Oh, goodness gracious. Palestinian flag and trans flag. That's powerful. That is very, very powerful.
They're gay, and they support Black Lives Matter and ACAB and all these things. But none of this was relevant to the Real Game Awards because people don't care about the identity of someone who developed a game if the game is actually enjoyable. In this case, it doesn't appear that any of their beliefs or their gender ideology was leaked into the actual game itself. It was a
and they voted for it because it's a good game. That's cool. Thumbs up. Powerful.
Fun game as it was described, and people really resonated
cats
with it.
Are beautiful.
That's why gamers chose it as Racing Game of the Year. However, this person would respond very bizarrely to this award that they won.
No.
This is how they responded. So honored to have won the coveted Anti-Woke Game Awards Best Racing Game category. As a trans woman, it's so comforting to see them prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion. To celebrate, I'm going to have gay intercourse with my bundle of sticks, transgender dog girl.
You could have paused like right here and it would have been pretty funny. I'm low-key, like, actually, if you paused right here, why did you have to include, like, dog, girl, transgender, F word? I don't know.
So, first of all, that last part, okay, knock yourself out. No one's saying you can't do that. It's a weird thing to share in a message like this after winning a game award. But you can see they're trying to basically show this as an attack on them, that they are the victim in the situation, and they categorize this whole thing as an anti-woke Game Awards. That is not what it is. It's not anti-woke. It's a response to...
I saw this Game Award thing. I never once saw it being, like, paraded around as, like, anti-woke. Like, fuck the woke game. Like, inadvertently, wouldn't that make your game, quote-unquote, like, anti-woke because of the person that made your game being, quote-unquote, woke agenda? Because they're trans? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, even if you think about it from this point of view.
How journalists have dominated all of these standard Game Awards, and this is a response to that. And then you can see how they try to say on one hand that they're being anti-woke, but also encouraging DEI by including them in their award show. That obviously doesn't make any sense. What's going on here is a very bizarre reaction to receiving positive responses from people now interested in this game. This was a good opportunity to get more people interested in your game, and this is how this developer responded. It's very aggressive and hostile for absolutely no reason. You can see people in the replies saying, "Holy wow, what's the context here?" Where they respond saying, "Don't worry, kitten." Well, Craig would make a quote and reply with the same message, saying what I believe is a very reasonable response to a very unreasonable post, where he says, "Congrats, you'll notice that literally no one cared that you're trans."
Pretty normal.
Literally no one. The audience cared that you made a good game. That's all people want. Our show is not anti-woke. It's simply meant to be an alternative to the access media / industry show.
So if anything, it's like anti-corpo borpo? Yeah, that's totally cool, man. Like, yeah, make your own little award show, anti-corpo, like, fuck Sony, fuck Xbox. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Anti-establishment? Yeah, I guess that's the word for it, huh? Yeah, like, fuck all those stupid journals that make their own award show and then, like, Sony sweeps it or whatever. Like, really? What are we doing here?
Enjoy your gay intercourse. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair response, like I said, to something that was a pretty unhinged response to winning an award and getting a positive mention in the real Game Awards. But you can see right here, you can't see the post because, well, they would try to duck any sort of response to Craig by blocking him and also hiding his reply in the comments section. And this was his reaction to that. The post below was both a quote and reply to the trans developer who was trying to be snarky about winning an award at the real Game Awards. My response was honest and in good faith. This person's response, hide it from the post and block me, as it doesn't fit their internalized victim narrative and public narrative they want to spin.
Yikes, man.
However, or somehow, while this person was literally getting praise for their work, they were able to spin it into being a victim. I mean, I think that's the whole thing. They want to paint themselves as a victim in the situation when only...
I just don't understand. The Streisand effect is very, very real. You could have ignored it even if you disagree with it somehow. I don't know. I just don't understand.
Positivity was directed their way, and they basically just fumbled the bag here. Like, they could have just made a good first impression on people who are now aware of this game as a result of the real Game Awards. Instead, they lash out at Craig here, and it looks really, really bad. Now, speaking of hidden replies, boy howdy, is there a lot of them. And again, this isn't like unhinged, crazy responses. These are pretty fair criticisms, and a lot of them happen because... well, they saw that you were getting clearly pretty angry about the replies and you were hiding them, so more people would add their voice and, in turn, more hidden replies would be made. So here's an example. This person said, winning an anti-woke award seems kind of contradictory to being comforted by their prioritization of diversity and inclusion, doesn't it? That's what I said earlier. Very fair point. This person said it's almost like it doesn't matter what you are and people just like the game. Y'all are so close to understanding. Yeah, they're very close to understanding.
Again, it's all or nothing. It's like you have to agree with everything I do or everything I think, or you're against me. It's not even touted as anti-woke.
That people don't care what your gender ideology is or what your sexuality is, as long as you don't inject it into your game as a form of virtue signaling. Instead, just make a good game. That's all that matters. Nobody would care about any of these things if you just made a good game and kept all of your own personal beliefs and identities out of the game. But here's another one saying the show isn't anti-woke, but congrats on being acknowledged by actual gamers and not journalists, corporate effery. Here's another one, because what matters is the game. No one cares if...
And again, I have to say, if I made a game and I won an award show with like a sweeping, like what was it, 54% vote? Or 43? I don't know. It was like 45? It's like a majority vote. That's like 54. It's like, damn, dude. That's a lot, man. Jesus. That would make me so fucking happy.
If you are gay or trans in your personal life. Another one says it's not really anti-woke so much as anti-corporate journalism. In the game, no one cares what the dev does in their free time and in their bed. That's why so many of you don't understand why it won, apparently including the dev. And then you can see Craig's comment in the hidden replies here.
Sad,
but here's some more saying your game looks all right, but did you really think this was going to help your project and sales? Another one says, no one cares that you're trans, just like we don't care that the dev of Lethal Company is a furry. All we care about is that you made a very fun, well-made game. And this person said, Wokey actually managed to make...
Lethal Company was like the community game of the year, and it was made by a furry that made Roblox mods, man. Actually true. No one cared. They might have teased it about it a little bit, but ultimately it's a good game.
Make a game without shitting it up with rainbow flags and propaganda. The result was a racing game that was actually good. No one cares. You made a good game and people like it. What is wrong with being humble? I get you don't agree with Craig and us on a political level, but it's okay to enjoy an award instead of being a prick about it. When I said there's a lot of hidden replies, by the way, I think you get the point, but look at this.
Holy!
I mean, seriously, I'm not even halfway down.
Calm down, sir. It's impressive work, dude. Thank you for reinforcing why trans ideology is twisted and degenerate, doesn't belong anywhere near gaming. You're hitting home runs today, and I thank you. There's so many fucking replies. Everyone's getting fucking hitting, even the reasonable ones.
Yet. There are literally hundreds upon hundreds of hidden replies.
Good
They had to
Lord.
manually do this, so they read through every single one of these and clicked a
You shouldn't read them, man.
couple buttons to hide them. So they're
It just
aware
makes
of
you
these
more
comments
upset,
and
Trent.
the content within them. They understand the criticisms that are being launched, and instead of acknowledging any of
Like, sure, I understand some people probably called you, like, slurs and stuff, and I understand if you hide them. I've had people call me slurs in tweets, right? And I've hidden them so that people don't see it, because it's inappropriate. I don't want people to see it, but, like, hiding everyone's replies, even when they're praising you?
them, they
Yikes,
hid
dude.
literally every single one of them. It's crazy. And then, in response to all this, they've locked the replies on all of their tweets. And then they said this.
Lord, man.
Just a heads up, people are trying to generate fake AI images of me in a future cancellation attempt. Keep an eye out. Wow, the bots, LMAO. This place sucks so bad. Why am I even here? Well, responding to that last part, I leave. Like, if you don't enjoy this platform, why would you be here? It makes absolutely no sense why you would stay on X. Just go to Blue Sky. Like, you clearly don't want to have conversations about anything. You don't want to engage in good...
Someone just brought up a really good point. Why did you even make a game? What are you gonna do? Like, beam some sort of... like, contraption, like, you make a contraption that detects people's, like, ideologies, and if they don't have this ideology that you follow, or this opinion on, I don't fucking know, on Palestine or transgender people, why... are you gonna stop them from buying and playing the game, like, with that logic? It seems so unreasonable to me. Games are for everyone to enjoy, no?
faith about anything, and you just want to play the eternal victim, even though people are praising you. That is the source of everything that's going on here. If you want a proper echo chamber for your beliefs, go to Blue Sky. You will fit in very well there. And then you have this part about people generating fake AI images. I have no idea what's going on here, but it's a very strange thing to say. It almost seems like there's something that you're hiding here. I don't know. Just seems very odd. But that wasn't the only developer who was very upset about the Real Game Awards. Here is the next game that was focused on in that demonstration, Sulaco.
Okay, based, taking inspiration from Fear and Doom. Awesome. Good start.
Now, this is a first-person shooter that apparently a lot of people have a very positive view of, including Craig and the participants of the Real Game Awards. At one point during the broadcast, they did a free promotion of this game and encouraged everyone watching to go check this out on Steam. It was a very positive promotion that was not asked by them. Like, no one asked them to do this. They did this on their own volition to promote a game that they believed in. And how did the developer respond to all this? By attacking Craig and the show. So here's some of the initial responses. This person saying, why the F did Sulaco Game put an ad in that shitty-ass Gamergate award show?
Gamergate award show. What is this wee me looking ass profile picture, by the way?
Where the lead dev, Nextic, would say, we have nothing to do with it. Up until an hour ago, I didn't even know what it was. And then they would go to Blue Sky, because of course, and they would say all this.
Yeah,
we paid for nothing. I do not even know about this show. The more I'm looking into this, the more I want to distance myself. We have not paid for an advertisement for the Real Game Awards. I've never even heard of it until an hour ago. Anyways, time to...
No, I'm not associated with these people. They gave me an award. I have to let everyone know on my side that I had nothing to do with it.
Go back to sleep. Well, yeah, I don't think they needed your permission to promote your game, and they didn't do it in any sort of a politicized or anti-woke or any...
Oh, wait. Did this happen with Asmon when he promoted mouthwashing? Or am I misremembering? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. He praised the game and said it was amazing, and then they took a big fat shit all over him and said that he was a piece of shit for promoting their game. Yeah, one of the devs or like a composer had a meltdown. I forget, but why? Why would you do that? The composer. Okay, it was a composer. It wasn't a dev, but still, they're associated with the game. I'd say that's a pretty big part of the frickin' game.
Sort of manner like that. They just did it because they think your game is good and they wanted to promote it,
was a
to some
founder.
new
Okay,
audiences.
yeah.
And now you're having this spurg out on multiple platforms because you're afraid people might associate you with the Real Game Awards. It's very strange. But it goes way beyond just saying, hey, we're not associated. It becomes personal attacks. So this person says, complaining about free advertising for your product, LOL. And then the developer responds by saying, when it comes to potentially damaging the brand we built from nothing, yes, absolutely, and that's perfectly justifiable. There's more to my life than making money, and I'll gladly sell fewer copies if it means not being associated with a hateful individual.
Oh, so fucking dumb, bro. I understand saying that you don't want it for money, but games are for everyone, man. Double down time. Yep, time to double down. Okay, man. Whatever you say. Okay, everyone, chat. You can't buy this game now. Because if you like the Game Awards show or you like anyone in it, you're not allowed to play it.
Of course, referring to Craig. Calling them a hateful individual with absolutely no justification for it. They don't list a single reason why they're a hateful individual, and then trying to get on your podium here and say, well, I'm going to sell less copies and I don't care because I don't want to be associated with a meanie like Craig from the Real Game Awards. It sounds very gratuitous, and it sounds like another play to get attention and brownie points on social media. But like I said, it'll keep going beyond just saying we're not associated into personal attacks. As pointed out in the screenshots people got from the related Discord, Nextic, the lead developer, would say this: no idea what that is, but the name implies it's hosted by a bunch of people who got so many... Implies mad over something as stupid as an award show that they decided to host their own. Am I far off? Oh, it's the Screw Attack guy. How do I undo our nomination? He seems way... You don't. It's an event that someone else hosted, and it was people's opinions. Bro, they're acting like they're Nintendo. Like, Nintendo shuts down, like, in-house, like, little tournaments where people have, like, giveaway prizes, and they play for fun.
and it's not under Nintendo's like direct supervision, so they shut that shit down instantly. It's the same kind of like it's in the same vein of like, you're not allowed to do this if I'm not okay with it. But even then, Nintendo, it's their intellectual property. These people are just talking about your game.
Too much of a culture war grifter, and I don't have the energy for either side of those.
There
Well, you have a lot of
is.
energy
Grifter.
for the other side. Let me just make that very clear based on what we're seeing here, because you're having multiple statements across multiple platforms trying to quickly distance yourself from a free promotion on a show that was speaking of you very positively. So I think you're doing a lot of work for one side. But as you can see, calling them a grifter and also miscategorizing again this whole thing, saying it's basically something angry about stupid award shows. No, it's a response to give gamers a real voice in these shows. Unlike the Game Awards, where journalists comprise of 90% of the voting power. And again, like I said, you have people like the LA Times as a contributing voter among journalists, and they don't even do gaming news. It makes absolutely no sense. That's why the winners of the categories in the real Game Awards were very different than the categories of the official shows like the Game Awards, right? But there's more screenshots here. Next tick down here saying,
The Streisand effect is so prolific on Twitter, it's kind of insane. They could have just said nothing, or said thank you for the award. We didn't ask for, or this was for advertising. We didn't ask for this to be advertised. We're not associated with them, and just left it at that. They went full overboard, to fucking tweeting, Blue Sky, going on Discord, clarifying, people fucking asking questions. Like, who the fuck cares, man?
I guess people go to desperate measures trying to find their relevancy again. Shame. I was a huge game trailers guy back in the day. The good people eventually reunited as easy allies, but they're also on the verge of collapse, I believe, unfortunately. So they go off here and say that basically Craig and all these people are desperate and trying to gain some sort of relevancy once again. What a humbled and measured response to a free promotion in a Game Award show
Insanely
made by
childish,
gamers
man.
and members of the related communities. What a measured response and smart form of promotion here. But here's two responses I want to look at to this whole situation. Kirsha had a very good point here saying, these game devs try to morally grandstand to what audience? Hateful individual, in quotes. Craig is a super sweet guy and has been working in his space for a hell of a long time. Problematic presenters, end quote.
Nobody ever says why someone is problematic and that they're problematic or there's an issue with what they're saying, because once you start to dissect what they're trying to say, there's no actual evidence. They just say, oh, it's problematic and you can't say that, or they take an out of context clip and they say it's a problem. I hate the word problematic. Well, there is some use in the word problematic. It's definitely overused, for sure. It is.
Who and how? People try to smear me all the time, and I've worked with a bunch of game devs and publishers. Don't capitulate to the actual hate mob. Slamming the categories, game journal.
People try to smear me all the time, too. Kirsha more so because she's been doing it for far longer, and she's also more political, but like, it's just insane to me that people get away with it and they get scared into giving into the mob. I'm considered problematic. Chat, I'm considered problematic. Think about that. The softballing fucking Frostfire Fox, man.
Have been outed as liars and smear merchants over and over again. They aren't the media that the consumer base listens to anymore. That's content creators now. And to address that last point, we've talked about it a lot recently, where a lot of these journalists are very, very angry at YouTubers. They've been historically very angry at YouTubers who cover gaming news and controversies and stuff like that. And now, in their failure, because no one even wants to hate click on their articles anymore, they're desperately trying to pivot And a lot of them are going to places like YouTube and Twitch, and they're quite literally trying and failing to become content creators and YouTubers that they use.
Yeah, because they suck as journalists and they suck as content creators. Those two things don't exactly... Like, if you're bad at one thing and it has, like, you know, the same kind of, you know, principles that you have to understand, source your material, have an actual opinion, actually play video games. You gotta do those things, man.
Used to always make a personality out of hating. It's very funny to see. But as Kirsha points out, like, all these labels, hateful individual, problematic, they don't actually explain why any of these things are true. And it's just that easy to point these things out and run with it without any proof, because people are so desperate to dunk on people who they deem as anti-woke in a culture war that all these people, including this Sulaco developer, is engaging in. But here's another one from Jay Viper saying, I want to be clear about what happened here. A cancel mob who had no interest in Sulaco game went at them and shamed them into a statement and stance they didn't have to make. The dev team made the unfortunate decision to bend the knee to people who don't care about them at all and were only interested in making them bow in front of them. Now,
I don't know. Like, I think I'm a people-pleasing person for the most part. I have a hard time not trying to explain myself or, like, preface and, like, do all this work to make people understand me. But if you go against, like, a cancel mob on Twitter or Blue Sky, there's no pleasing them. They are not interested in you in the first place. They're not going to defend you no matter what. You're just throwing your words into the wind.
The dev team is spouting absolute nonsense about Craig, actually making shit up about him, and the only group who supported them for free and without being asked to do it. They sold out for a day of kudos from nobodies who never truly supported the games they care about, and for what? Nothing except to support the actual hate mob in gaming. Sulaco currently is having its worst weekend this year. The smallest player peak, and they are down to 2,400 top sellers on the Steam store.
I can't say for certain that it wasn't, or that it was. It's already a downward trend. I can't say for certain. Again, it could be. It absolutely could be. Again, very small sample size, no offense. I'm just saying, very small sample size. And it also was already downward trending. It should have gone up after free advertising, in theory, but they're also acting like this is like a feature in a Super Bowl advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Again, no disrespect to the real Game Awards, but I'm not saying that they're like the Game Awards or the Stream Awards. They're not like a fucking massive, you know, brand. Yeah, like, again, I can't say for certain. I
hope it was worth it. And here's a screenshot of their player activity over the past couple of days, and look what it did.
What the hell is that? Hold on. I didn't see this part. What the fuck happened? Wait! What?
Was the big resurgence from all the woke people they are pandering to, who cared so much about this game and were so impressed by the stance that this lead dev made against the real Game Awards.
That is just weird. That doesn't even... This thing's gonna have a heart attack.
I hope this was worth basically outing yourself as someone who can't really be trusted and doesn't really care about gamers at large. But overall, the Real Game Awards caused a lot of controversy, even though it was just a response to how out of touch all these official, quote-unquote official, Game Award shows are. And giving gamers a voice really pisses people off, apparently, especially in the industry, and they really showed their true colors. Multiple developers spurging out over being mentioned in a positive manner, and they couldn't be bothered to even check the context before they bowed to all these people who are hounding them to say something about their association with the Real Game Awards. And again, I want to make this clear too.
Bow.
Nobody who was
Bow.
nominated or featured in the Real Game Awards had any duty to not only thank Craig. You don't have to thank Craig or the Real Game Awards. You don't even have to acknowledge them, but to go out and try to sling mud at them for your own benefit, for brownie points on social media, makes you look really, really bad, and people don't forget bad looks like this. But anyways, I'll put a link to their Twitter account. You can check out the relevant links from there. This is going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Not acknowledging them. Yeah, I just... Like, why even bother? What is the point? Why? Oh, goodness gracious me. Yeah, I just don't get it. Again, the whole... I have to take a look at this tweet again. Why do they have to say dog girl sex? When I was skimming through this, I saw dog sex, and I was like, wait, what? Are we role-playing white women? What's going on over here? White girls fuck dogs! White girls freak dogs! Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Chat! We gotta go. I think it's referring to Vicar Amelia from Bloodborne. I don't know. Very weird thing to type out, but that's neither here nor there. No one really cares. Go have your gay sex. We're gonna read a small VTuber, okay, chat? Little baby VTuber. Their name is Aurelia Tempest. They're building Warhammer stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Where are you? Boom. Yeah, they're making miniature models. Super cute. They love Warhammer. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday, Thursday, Saturday. I will see you again on Sunday. Please join the Discord. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I will be doing a pack opening on tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. I'll be posting photos. I will not be doing a stream. I don't have like a hand cam or whatever. But yeah. Give a box. Yes, they sent me 2 boxes and it's really cool and I can't wait to show you. Anyway, sorry, start the raid. Yeah, my bad. Alright, I will be there. Don't forget tomorrow, join Discord. Gonna be opening packs. It's gonna be so cool. I'll post them on Discord and I'll post them on Twitter as well. But anyway, 2 whole boxes. I'm not gonna open all of them because like a lot of them are just normal cards. But anyway, thank you so much. Guys!